Hey everyone, you know when you take a kid for a checkup and the doctor listens to their heart? Have you ever really wondered what's going on in that moment? It looks so routine, but it's actually this incredible piece of medical detective work. So let's pull back the curtain and see what's really happening.
Right, because a doctor isn't just ticking boxes off a list. They are on a mission, a hunt for clues to piece together the full story of a child's heart health. Every little thing they notice, every touch, every sound, it's all a critical piece of a much bigger puzzle.
And here's the thing that might surprise you. This whole investigation, it starts way before the cold end of his stethoscope ever touches the kid's chest. A great heart exam is actually a full sensory experience. It relies on what the doctor can see, what they can feel, and then, finally, what they can hear. So let's follow these clues sense by sense.
Okay, so the first set of clues comes from the simplest tool of all, the doctor's eyes. Just by carefully looking at a child, a doctor can gather an amazing amount of information. This is called the inspection phase, and it's where these subtle visual signs start to tell a story about how the heart is really doing its job.
So, what exactly are they looking for? Well, it's all about connecting what they see on the surface to what's happening deeper inside. For instance, is the child's skin a nice, healthy pink, or does it have kind of a bluish tint? That little detail could mean their blood isn't getting enough oxygen. Are they breathing easily, or does it look like they're really working at it, using extra muscles? Do they seem full of energy, or are they kind of listless and tired? These are the very first clues that help a doctor start to focus their investigation.
All right, so after looking, the next sense that comes into play is touch. This is the palpation stage, where the doctor uses their hands to literally feel the cardiovascular system. And this isn't just a random check. It's a very systematic way of getting a real physical sense of how blood is moving through the body. And the process is super methodical. The doctor will usually start by feeling the pulses in the arms and then move down to the feet. Comparing those two gives them a snapshot of the entire circulatory highway. And then they'll place their hand flat on the chest to feel the heartbeat itself. Where is it? How strong is it? Each touch gives them another vital clue. So why bother comparing the pulses in the arms and the feet? Well, it's a simple test, but it is so powerful. If the pulses everywhere are strong and equal, that's a fantastic sign. It means blood is probably pumping efficiently all over the body. But if the pulses in the feet feel way weaker than in the arms, that's a red flag. It could mean there's a narrowing, kind of like a traffic jam on a highway, somewhere along the way that's stopping blood from flowing freely. And sometimes touch can reveal a really specific clue, something called a thrill. It's described as this buzzing or vibrating feeling right on the chest wall. The best analogy? It feels almost like a purring cat. Now, that feeling is definitely not normal. It's a physical signal that blood is flowing in a really turbulent, chaotic way through the heart, almost like how you can feel the vibration when water is rushing through a kinked-up garden hose. And now we get to the part everybody recognizes, listening with the stethoscope. This is called auscultation. So after gathering all those clues from sight and touch, the doctor is finally ready to listen in and try to decode the language of the heart. This is often where all the clues really start to click into place. One of the main things a doctor is listening for is something called a heart murmur. Now, that term can sound pretty scary, I know, but all it really means is an extra sound. And actually, many kids have what are called innocent murmurs. These are completely harmless sounds made by blood just flowing normally through a perfectly healthy heart. But of course, a murmur can also be a sign of a real problem, which is why doctors listen so incredibly carefully. You see, a healthy heart has this really clean, distinct rhythm, lub-dub, lub-dub. Those are the sounds of the heart's valves snapping shut, right on cue. An abnormal sound is anything that messes with that rhythm, like the whoosh of a murmur or an extra click sound. Each one of those unique sounds gives the doctor another clue about how the heart's built and how it's working, helping them pinpoint what might be going on. So, after this whole journey through sight, touch, and hearing, the last step is to put all those pieces of the puzzle together. No single clue can tell the whole story on its own, but when you combine them, they create this remarkably detailed picture of the heart's health. Think about it. A child who looked a little bit blue, who had those weaker pulses in their feet, and had a distinct whooshing murmur, well, that tells a very different story from a child who's pink, energetic, and has that crisp, lub-dub heartbeat. This is really the art and science of medicine in action, taking all these different streams of evidence and weaving them into one coherent diagnosis.
It's a pretty powerful process. So the next time you see a doctor holding a stethoscope, you'll know it's just one tool in a much bigger sensory investigation. And it really makes you wonder, right? What other secrets is the body telling us? From the whispers of our lungs to the rumbles of our gut, if we just know how to properly look, feel, and listen. Thanks for diving into this with me today.